Hello, my name is Jeff Braff. I'm a hospital chaplain in Toronto. I'm an ordained Buddhist monk, but I provide spiritual and emotional care and support to persons of all faith traditions or none. This video was developed to demonstrate how practices based on Buddhist teachings can help frontline hospital staff effectively deal with the stresses and challenges of hospital work. It's now available to anyone, hospital staff or not, who might be interested in how to alleviate suffering and stress in their lives. Some of the slides use hospital-oriented examples, but I think you'll be able to see how these examples can apply to anyone. This is the second in a series of 3 short videos. Today we'll explore the subject of mindfulness and mindfulness meditation and look at 3 ways you might choose to meditate. Okay, let's get started. The first question you might ask is, what is meditation? Meditation involves trying to train your thoughts to stay in the present moment, because in the present moment there can be true peace. Thoughts of the future, what can or might or will happen, leading to fear or anxiety, or the past, what did or might have happened, leading to sadness, depression, anger, or jealousy, prevent us from feeling the peace that is in the present moment. In other words, being totally focused in the present moment means that you don't think about the past or the future and are freed, for as long as a meditation session lasts, from negative emotions and stresses that accompany these thoughts. It's important that you find some time to meditate. We all lead busy lives, and despite the best of intentions, without some dedicated time for an activity like meditation, life often gets in the way and the meditation never happens. Think of the difficulty most people have in finding a time to exercise unless they commit to a certain schedule. It's the same thing with meditation. So a meditation practice starts with finding the time, ideally on a daily basis. The good news here is that it's not a lot of time, and don't feel bad if you can't find the time every day. If you're just starting off on meditating, you can begin with just a few moments a day, eventually getting to longer times as you get more and more comfortable with the process and you begin to feel and see the benefits. Now, what's mindfulness? Mindfulness is a fundamental practice integral to all the elements of Buddhist teaching. It involves cultivating the quality and power of the mind to be aware of what's happening without judgment or interference. Mindfulness is a way of being in a wise and purposeful relationship with your own experience, both inwardly and outwardly. It's cultivated by systematically exercising your capacity for paying attention on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally, and learning to inhabit and make use of the clarity, discernment, ethical understanding, and awareness that arise. The ultimate goal of mindfulness is the attainment of a state of inner peace. The Buddhist teaching regarding the first noble truth, that there is suffering, is that suffering should be fully understood, so you need to be open to the suffering that you experience, to move close to it, which is central to the nature of mindfulness-based practice. Historically, the ancient Sanskrit word sati has been used to define the ability to observe things with a sense of what could be termed bearing awareness. In other words, just noticing things for what they are, without adding or subtracting anything. What sati means, then, is observing thoughts, sensations in the body, and emotions in an impartial and neutral way. Potentially, all our experiences could be viewed this way. This can be thought of as a safe way of distancing ourselves from negativity or personal bias. Of course, learning to observe things in this more objective way takes some time, some patience, and some practice. So the question becomes then, how can we start to bring this more traditional idea into the modern world and connect with it? There are several ways to describe mindfulness that use concepts that fit with our modern language and sensibility. Being open to the moment, noticing the truth of change, having an open-hearted acceptance of the moment, freeing yourself from reactivity, accepting and letting go, and cultivating a neutral, detached awareness. For healthcare workers especially, mindfulness meditation can bring about a number of things. Meditation teaches you to pay attention to your present moment experiences without judgment. This practice helps you to become more aware of your thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations. By developing this skill, you can better recognize and respond to stressors, reducing your reactivity and promoting a sense of calm and clarity. Meditation also allows for emotional regulation by promoting non-reactivity and acceptance of emotions. Through mindfulness practices, you can learn to observe your emotions without judgment or attachment, allowing you to respond to challenges and challenging situations with greater equanimity. This can lead to a reduction in emotional reactivity, stress, and anxiety. We often deal with emotionally charged situations, such as delivering bad news or witnessing patient suffering. Mindfulness can help us regulate our emotions and respond to these situations with greater compassion and equanimity. By cultivating mindfulness, we can develop the ability to stay calm and composed in challenging circumstances, which can positively impact our interactions with patients and colleagues. Then there's cognitive restructuring. Meditation can help you develop a more flexible and adaptive mindset. By observing your thoughts during mindfulness meditation, you can gain insight into your automatic patterns of thinking and challenge negative or unhelpful thoughts. This cognitive restructuring can lead to a shift in perspective, reducing rumination, self-criticism, and negative thinking patterns. As healthcare professionals, we certainly face high levels of stress due to the demanding nature of our work. Meditation can modulate the body's stress response. Regular mindfulness practice can activate the relaxation response, which counteracts the physiological effects of stress. This includes reducing your heart rate, blood pressure, and cortisol levels while increasing parasympathetic activity. These physiological changes contribute to a sense of calm and relaxation. Meditation can equip you with mindfulness skills that can be applied to daily life to cope with stressors. By bringing mindful awareness to challenging situations, we respond more skillfully and effectively, rather than reacting impulsively or automatically. This can lead to improved problem solving, decision making, and interpersonal relationships. Importantly, mindfulness can also enhance the quality of patient care. When we're mindful, we're more present and attentive to our patients' needs. This can lead to better communication, empathy, and understanding, which in turn can improve patient satisfaction. Mindfulness has been shown to improve overall well-being and mental health. Healthcare workers who practice mindfulness report higher levels of job satisfaction, life satisfaction, and overall happiness. Mindfulness can also improve sleep quality, reduce anxiety and depression symptoms, and enhance overall psychological well-being. Mindfulness practices can also strengthen our resilience, enabling us to bounce back from setbacks and maintain a positive outlook. Mindfulness helps us develop a non-judgmental and accepting attitude towards our experiences, which can reduce self-criticism and increase self-compassion. This self-compassion can be a protective factor against burnout and compassion fatigue. Mindfulness practices can improve focus and attention, which are crucial skills for us to have. By training our minds to be present and focused, we can better concentrate on complex tasks, make accurate diagnoses, and provide safe and effective care. Please understand that it's very common for anyone learning mindfulness meditation to have a running commentary in your head. That might be beating yourself up with thoughts like, "I'm not doing this right," I'll never do this perfectly. Or I'm a failure because I can't stop my thoughts, so I might as well give up. Thoughts like this happen to even the most experienced meditation and mindfulness practitioners. They know that such self-critical thoughts can derail the mindfulness process. The key here is to know that you don't have to be perfect with these practices. Like any skill, mindfulness requires time and patience to learn well. So, the question is, how do we meditate? Much of mindfulness focuses on breathing. The breath is important in mindfulness because it serves as a focal point for attention and helps us to anchor our awareness in the present moment. Firstly then, focus. The breath is a readily accessible and constant sensation that can be used as an anchor for attention. By focusing on the breath, we can redirect our attention away from distracting thoughts and bring our awareness back to the present moment. Secondly, bodily awareness. Paying attention to the breath allows us to develop a greater awareness of our body and bodily sensations. This can help us notice tension, stress, or discomfort in the body and to respond with self-compassion and self-care. Thirdly, regulation of emotions. The breath is closely connected to our emotions. When we're stressed or anxious, our breath tends to become shallow and rapid. By consciously slowing down and deepening the breath, we can activate our body's relaxation response and promote a sense of calm and well-being. Fourthly, grounding. The breath serves as an anchor that keeps us grounded in the present moment. It provides a point of reference that can help to counteract the tendency of the mind to wander into the past or the future. By focusing on the breath, we can cultivate a sense of stability and presence. And finally, the mind-body connection. The breath is a bridge between the mind and body. By paying attention to our breath, we can develop a greater awareness of the mind-body connection and how our thoughts and emotions can influence our physical sensations. This awareness can help us to better understand and regulate our responses to stress and other challenges. Okay, so now that we've outlined the importance of mindfulness and the use of the breath, how do we actually practice mindfulness? And remember, this does take practice. It's easy to get discouraged, but sticking to it, I think, is worth it. If you find you're not having success, please give me a call, anonymously if you want, and we can talk about best approaches. We're going to talk about 3 different kinds of mindfulness meditation. The first is sitting meditation. Before starting, it's important to position yourself properly, which means that you should be sitting down comfortably, not lying down. Sitting in a chair is fine. Just make sure to keep your feet on the floor to feel grounded. Sitting on the floor works as well, with or without a cushion, but try to keep your back as close to straight as you can without pain or a lot of effort. If you're sitting on the floor, you might find it helpful to sit against a wall. You shouldn't be distracted by tight clothing, and your shoes should be off. A quiet place is best for meditation, as is a comfortable temperature. Simply focus on your breath as it comes in and out of your body. Try breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Count each breath for the first 10 or so. After that, focus on the breath and not on the counting. By keeping your focus on the breath, you prevent other thoughts from coming in. If they do, simply let them go as best you can and return to concentrating on your breathing. Try to do this for just a minute or 2 when you first start, and continue gradually for longer when you feel you're able. Let's just try and practice this for a couple of moments now. I'll be silent during this time. You might find it difficult, but try and work through it for just a moment or 2. Okay, let's come back. I hope you found those couple of moments not too trying. When you do this on your own, you might find it beneficial to meditate with music or a recording of chanting softly playing. This is something you can experiment with. You might also find it beneficial to focus on a painting or a statue or a flower, anything that keeps you focused. If you find your focus drifting from your breath to the music or to the art, the painting, the flower, allow it to happen. It's just another form of meditation. You may want to bring your focus back to your breath, or not. Now, let's look at a second way of meditating. You can also practice meditation while slowly walking, ideally in nature, in a park or woods or on a beach. But you can do this even when walking to work. Walking meditation is all about bringing mindfulness and awareness to an activity that we often do on autopilot. How often do we actually think about walking when we're walking? When you incorporate the meditation aspect of it, we're focusing on the present moment and engaging with our senses. You actually become aware of the feeling of the ground beneath your feet, the rhythm of your steps, your body's movement, and the air's sensation against your skin. Walking meditation can have a positive impact on your cognitive abilities. By focusing on the sensations of slowly walking and your surroundings, you're training your mind to stay present and attentive. Research has shown that over time, this can lead to improved focus, improved clarity, and memory. The beauty of walking meditation is that it can be practiced anywhere, whether walking in a park, on a city street, or even in your home. It's not about walking in a particular way or at a specific pace. It's about versatility that can be adapted to fit your lifestyle and preferences. It might sound simple, but walking mindfully can be uniquely challenging. We're so used to walking without thinking or thinking about other things that tuning into the details requires some effort. But that's where the magic happens. In those moments of intentional awareness, we truly connect with the present. So, how do we do this? Choose your path. Start by choosing a location for your walking meditation. This could be a quiet path in a park, a walk in the snow, a peaceful beach, or even a corridor in your home. The key is choosing a place where you feel comfortable and can walk without distraction. Connect with your breath. Before you start walking, take a moment to focus on your breath. Feel the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. This can help distract your mind from all your worries, dwelling on the past, and the planning we all tend to fall into. Pay attention to your senses and sensations. Unlike some other types of meditation, walking meditation does require you to keep your eyes open. As you start to walk, bring your attention to your senses, sight, smell, touch, and hearing, and then focus on the sensations in your body. Feel the contact of your feet with the ground, the movement of your legs, and the rhythm of your steps. There's no need to overthink this. Simply observe and move on. Keep a mindful posture. Walk at a comfortable pace and pay attention to your posture. Keep your back as straight as you can, your shoulders relaxed, and your gaze softly focused on the path ahead. This mindful posture can help to enhance your awareness and presence. Find your rhythm. Try to synchronize your breathing with your steps. For example, you might inhale for 3 steps and exhale for 3 steps. Find a rhythm that feels comfortable and natural for you. Remember, walking meditation isn't about achieving a particular state or reaching a particular place. It's about being fully present while walking, moment by moment. It's a journey of mindfulness, one step at a time. Now, let's explore the third way you can meditate. The third way we can practice meditation is through mindful eating. This may seem strange at first, but it's worth a try, and the benefits can be amazing. In mindful eating, we pay as much attention to how we eat as to what we eat. Mindful eating pays attention to our food on purpose, moment by moment, without judgment, and it's an approach to food that focuses on our awareness of the food and our experience with the food. This might be a very novel experience for those of us in high-stress hospital jobs where we tend to eat on the go, if at all, and it requires more time for eating than we might be used to. But even if we can do this once or twice a week, I think you'll find that there are benefits. The intention is to help you savor both the moment and the food and encourage your full presence in the eating experience, which will allow you, importantly, to relax. Research has shown that mindful eating is linked to a measurable reduction in stress. And it's not about dieting, but rather your focus is on appreciating the experience of eating. Eating mindfully is all about bringing full awareness to each bite of food. It begins with the first thought about food and lasts until the final bite of a meal is swallowed, and you explore the consequences of the act of eating. For most of us, eating mindfully is a new experience, but again, research has shown that mindful eating can bring us both greater well-being and increased pleasure when eating, as well as gratitude for the food itself and for the labor of those who produced it. So how do you actually practice mindful eating? The first step to mindful eating is to stop multitasking. Initially, you might find this very difficult to do. I know I did. But with some practice, it'll become easier. We tend to gulp our food quickly and finish a meal as fast as possible. You need to set aside ample time to eat a proper meal. Sit at a table and put away your phone, your tablet, and your laptop. No watching TV either. Eat intentionally and pay attention to your food. During your meal, in addition to how you experience the food, consider what it took to bring this food to you. Who was involved in the growing process and production? Consider the conditions it took to grow the ingredients and ask yourself where the food came from. Appreciate all of what it took to bring it to you and to your plate. Savor each bite of your meal. Mindful eating involves taking small bites and chewing thoroughly. It calls for relishing the taste, texture, and smell of the food. After each bite or two, pause and put down your utensils and check in with your body to see how you're feeling. Have you had enough? Do you need more? Is it time to stop? Then move on to whatever you've chosen, either more food or the end of your meal. Try eating a few meals mindfully at home. You might be surprised how it changes how you feel about mealtime and relaxation. If you're the chef in your household, you can also practice mindful meal preparation. I hope you try and practice each of these forms of meditation to find out which ones work for you. And please remember these helpful points regarding all forms of mindfulness meditation. Don't expect anything to happen immediately. Just sit back and see what happens. Treat the whole thing as an experiment. Don't strain. Don't force anything or make grand, exaggerated efforts. It's not worth it. Don't rush. There's no hurry, so take your time, and it's going to take time. Don't cling to anything and don't reject anything that comes up during the time you're practicing. Let go. Flow with all the changes that come up. Accept everything that arises. Accept your feelings, even the ones you wish you didn't have. Accept your experiences, even the ones you dislike. Please, please be gentle with yourself. And finally, practice with patience. You'll get there. And if I can help you in any way to get there, please let me know. Thank you for viewing the second of the 3 videos. I hope you found it helpful. The third and final video in this series deals with the all-important subjects of compassion and self-compassion.